Have you ever stopped and wondered what's really pulling the strings inside your own head? Beneath the surface of all your conscious thoughts, there's this hidden architecture, a whole set of secret rules and, yeah, even glitches that are quietly running the show. They're governing how you think, how you feel, how you act. So today, let's dive in and expose some of the psychology secrets they just never tell you about.
So let me start by asking you a question. Just think about your day so far. That drive you took, the coffee you made, maybe a conversation you had. How much of that was you consciously, deliberately making a choice, and how much of it was just, automatic? Okay, get ready for this, because the answer might just shock you. Psychologists estimate that up to 95% of our brain activity is totally unconscious. That's right, 95%. Most of your life is being run by this powerful, invisible co-pilot. And today, we're going to meet that co-pilot. So first up, we're going to look inward. We're going to uncover that hidden blueprint that shapes your sense of who you are, how you remember things, and what you believe. Oh, you know this feeling. We've all been there. You walk into a room and you are absolutely convinced that every single person is just staring at that tiny flaw. The coffee stain on your shirt, that one piece of hair that won't cooperate. It literally feels like a giant spotlight is beaming right down on you.
Well, that feeling, it actually has a name. It's the spotlight effect. And here's the crucial secret. While you're agonizing under your own imaginary spotlight, everyone else is just as busy worrying about theirs. The reality is, people are noticing you far, far less than you think.
Okay, now let's switch gears to memory. Think about a past experience, maybe a vacation you took. Was it 7 straight days of just medium-level enjoyment? Probably. But what do you actually remember about it when you look back? This right here is the peak end rule in action. See, your brain doesn't bother to average out an entire experience. No, instead, it just takes a couple of mental snapshots of 2 key moments. The most emotionally intense point, that's the peak, and the very end.
And this lays it out perfectly. Your brain takes that peak moment, combines it with the final moment, and boom, that becomes your lasting memory of the entire thing, for better or for worse. All those hours of things just being fine in between, poof, they basically just vanish.
Now, this next one is one of the most powerful and honestly one of the most dangerous secrets of your inner blueprint. Your mind has a primary mission, and believe it or not, its main job is not to be objective.
It's called confirmation bias, and you can think of it like a bouncer for your brain. It lets in any information that agrees with you, no questions asked. But anything that challenges your worldview, it gets actively blocked or twisted to fit what you already think. This is exactly why we end up in echo chambers, feeling more and more certain that we're right about everything.
All right, let's move on. Now we're going to see how this hidden architecture shapes how we deal with everyone else. Welcome to what I like to call the social labyrinth. I love this slide because it just perfectly exposes this huge double standard we all have in our thinking. When someone else messes up, say they're late, we immediately blame their character. They're so irresponsible. But when we do the exact same thing, it's totally the situation. The traffic was a nightmare. This is called the fundamental attribution error. And yeah, we all do it.
Okay, here is a totally bizarre social secret, and Ben Franklin nailed it. You'd think that doing a favor for someone makes them like you more. It just makes sense, right? Well, it's actually the opposite. It's wild. When you ask someone for a small favor and they do it, they end up liking you more. It's like their brain justifies doing the favor by deciding, hey, I must actually like this person. It's called the Ben Franklin effect.
So, a little warning for you. Be really careful what you say about other people. Why? Because listeners will unconsciously associate the traits you're describing with you. So if you're constantly calling someone else brilliant and kind, people will start to see you that way. But if you're always gossiping that someone is dishonest, that negative trait, it's going to start to cling to you. The name for it is spontaneous trait transference.
This next one is a huge glitch in our social software. It's called the halo effect. And it's what happens when one single positive trait creates this halo that makes us see everything else about a person in a positive light. Just like this slide shows, we automatically assume attractive people are smarter, or that people who speak well are better leaders, often with absolutely zero evidence to back it up.
And for our final section, we're diving into the universal shortcuts, these cognitive biases that are hardwired into all of our brains. They're meant to help us make sense of a really complex world, even when they lead us completely astray.
So let's just think about this question for a second. Statistically, you are way more likely to be killed by a falling coconut than by a shark. It's not even close. So, why does just the word shark trigger so much more fear?
Well, the answer is a mental shortcut. And this is another classic example. We are so much more afraid of flying than driving, even though the stats say driving is riskier. And it's because these dramatic, vivid stories of plane crashes are just so easy for our brains to recall, they're more available to our memory.
And that's exactly what the availability heuristic is. Our brain has this really simple rule. If I can think of it easily, it must be important and it must happen all the time. This is exactly why the news can so easily warp our perception of risk and reality.
Oh, this chart just brilliantly illustrates one of the great ironies of the human mind. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it shows that people with very low competence in a skill often have the absolute highest confidence. But why? Well, it's because the very skills you need to be good at something are the same skills you need to realize you're not good at it. And for our very last secret, I'd like you to meet your brain's personal post-decision hype man. This is called choice supportive bias. After you make a choice, any choice at all, your brain immediately starts rewriting history. It emphasizes all the good parts of your decision and downplays all the good things about the options you rejected. It's basically a defense mechanism to protect you from buyer's remorse.
So, why does any of this matter? I'm going to leave you with this really powerful thought from Carl Jung. See, all these hidden rules, they will run your life on autopilot, and you'll just call it fate. You'll think it's just the way things are. But it's not. It's architecture. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? First, your mind isn't some total mystery. It's a system, and it has predictable rules. Second, just understanding those rules gives you a huge edge in life. And finally, just being aware of these hidden glitches, well, that awareness in itself is a kind of superpower.
So, you've now seen a few of the hidden blueprints for the human mind. The unconscious has been made just a little more conscious, so the only question left is, what are you going to do with that knowledge? How will you start to redesign your own thinking?